Hey there. How's it going? I want to just say hi to my friends and also kind of tell a story about why I do what I do. I know that I was sitting here doing some hair swatches tonight and getting ready for classes. I've got some hair and I've been doing colors and some toning. And a couple of things came up. And sometimes people ask me, like, well, why do you do what you do? Because I've really taken a big initiative in the last couple of years to really start to help more hairstylists, especially newer ones. And I see a big need in this. And a couple of reasons why I do it is number one, because of how I started out in my career. So if you haven't heard my story, I started out as a very young hairdresser when I was 17, and I went to school in London, England. When I finished school in London, England, I came back when I was 19. And I had become a little bit more worldly, as you can imagine. I went to Tony and Guy Hair Academy, and I went to L'Oreal Hair Color Academy in London. So I lived in Sussex, England, but I would travel into Westminster and Kensington to go to schools, and I would learn. Now, when I came back home, I wasn't still didn't really know that much about what I was doing. You know, I'd gone to beauty school in high school and I'd gotten a license and I had gone to advanced training, but I still wasn't sure about a lot of things. I certainly didn't have a lot of other advanced education available to me. And I worked in a salon where I was the only hair cutter, or I was the only hair colorist, and my owner was a cutter, you see. So she would cut, I would color. And so I got to be like just the hair colorist and just be, the queen hair colorist on top of the world. But I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't even have the number to the hair color hotline back then. We certainly didn't have very many advanced classes coming to Florida. So when I started hair coloring, I would do it and then I would see if it worked. And I would just try to figure it out based on looking at the color books and looking at the charts that I had and the colors I had in my back room, because I got to organize everything and buy whatever I needed. Well, I didn't know what I didn't know, you see. And as the time rolled out after a couple of years, I still had been a very limited learned hair colorist, and I had only learned by mistakes. I was making mistakes and learning what not to do. And then I'd make another mistake and learn not to do that. I didn't understand the color wheel. I didn't understand toning. I didn't understand blonding and gray coverage, right? So then I had a client that came in and changed my life, not necessarily in a good situation either, because this customer came in and wanted me to do something to her hair. And I could not understand what I did wrong, because at the end of the visit, her hair was destroyed. I had done something horrible. I didn't know what I had done. It was absolutely horrifying, and it changed the trajectory of my career. It changed my life. But I didn't have anyone to ask at my salon. I didn't have a leader. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have somebody who could help me figure out my color formulations or teach me what I didn't know. And after I really ruined this woman's hair, it hit me hard. And I actually wrote a resignation and quit my job altogether and was going to go do something else. My owner did end up talking me to come back to work. And, she said, oh, we'll get you some classes. We'll do some advanced classes and we'll figure out what happened, And eventually I did figure out what happened. But because this took me so long to learn and so many years without any leadership or without any mentorship, and, I didn't have, my parents were very busy and they weren't in the beauty industry, so I couldn't lean on them. Plus, my brother, who was home and disabled, my mother took care of our disabled brother most of our life. They never understood the beauty business or the hair business. They had a lot of other things that they had their attention on. And I just always felt very alone when I was a beginning hairdresser. I felt very alone. I didn't have a lot of mentors. I didn't have a lot of education leaders at all. And after this big thing happened and I really, changed my life and it emotionally affected me horribly, I decided to make a change and look for these classes, look for advanced training. And I found mentors and I found leaders and I found people who helped me, people that I still am in contact with, people who I still look up to today. People like Michael Cole was available back then. I went to my first boot camp and had my financial eyeballs replaced in my brain after being a hairstylist who was in very bad debt and doing okay, but I certainly wasn't doing well. I also started following Beth Minardi, who was a colorist back then for Redken, and Ruth Roche, who was a cutter, and she was an amazing hair designer, and she still is today. Just all these people. Many of them I've been following for many years. I attached to myself to these people who could help, who I went to classes for, and I invested in myself. I paid money to others to help teach me what I didn't know. I invested in myself, and I really invested a lot of money to go to the hair shows and travel and go to these places. And I learned little by little what I needed to know to, number one, not screw up anybody's hair, and also how to have the effect created that I wanted. So I knew if I wanted to make this color on that head, I learned how to do it. I learned the sequence of how to do that. I learned the process of hair coloring. I learned the science behind hair coloring, right? And the color companies, L'Oreal, Redken, many color companies that I went to their classes, all Paul Mitchell, Aveda. I went to everyone's color classes I could get a hold of. I did eventually move to a bigger, better, higher salon position. And I was renting my chair, and I had a very busy, lucrative business. And when we got very busy, I went to my current business partner, Charmaine, and I said, I want to get bigger. I want to do something. And so we became partners and opened a salon together, and I became a salon owner. Well, that was a whole new learning experience, right? If you've ever been a salon owner, then you'll know it's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? But it's been incredible. It's been an incredible roller coaster ride through all of the learning. But more importantly, I've learned because of my experience as a beginning hairdresser and how I didn't have leadership and help and anyone to teach me, I really feel like I have that gift to give others. So I spend my time learning to be a better facilitator, learning to be a better leader, a mentor in the salon. And I've been able to develop tools in this last year and a half, and some things that I have never seen before, that I've been able to design and create to help other stylists learn from things that I can do for them. So I have been doing a lot of extracurricular learning and education on the side, and set up some education platforms that I'm really proud of. And now I love to teach hairstylists in my salon, especially newer people out of school. I go to hairdressers academies and cosmetologist schools to speak to the new generation of hair artists coming up. And I love to survey them and learn what they feel and what they like and what they don't like, and what really, gets them going when it comes to learning. So I've been studying this process of learning and teaching other people for a long time. And as a Redken artist, I feel like they've given me invaluable tools between the leaders and mentors that I have within Redken as an artist helping me. And then I turn around and pay it forward to others. I do have a free event coming up this Sunday night at 7 p.m. October 10th. Sunday night, 7 p.m. October 10th. Let me see if I can paste the code in the chat. This is an event, a register link to my event. So if you're a newer hairstylist and you want to kind of raise up a little and learn my 3C method for feeling more confident and skilled and being able to handle any client that walks in the door, I will be teaching that this Sunday night at 7 o'clock. There's a registration link in the chat. But more importantly, I just wanted to tell my story about the why. I did start out as a very lonely hairdresser, and it was a grueling process to go from, someone I thought I knew it all and had a big, ugly ego, and really just came crashing down like a house of cards, and really had to rebuild my career after that. So I love that I'm able to share my story with hairstylists and help pass along what I know and help create programs to help others learn. So that's my story. And I'm Lori Fudence. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can subscribe to this channel. I will be putting more videos. There are some below also that I've been testing out. As I've been putting on my YouTube channel, I'll be launching a program this year called the Hairstylist Infinity Hair Training. And it's a hairstylist accelerator program. So my accelerator program helps teach newer hairdressers in a digital way to learn faster than ever before. And it is part of my passion now and what I've grown into loving. So if you have any questions, you can email me or look for my website, lorifudence.com. It's real easy to find me. And I hope you enjoy this story. And I hope that if you got anything out of this, leave a comment below or contact me. Have an amazing day.